Hey everybody, so we're going to be talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. Now you might remember this from algebra, but of course we have our theorems and everything in geometry. So here is going to be our first one. In a plane, if two lines are parallel to the same line, then they are also parallel to each other. So this is kind of like that law of syllogism kind of taking into effect again. So let's say you have been given, it says if, say A is parallel to B. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch off colors for a little bit. So if A is parallel to B, so let's mark it up. We're gonna draw our arrows. Now you can draw them closed in like this, or you can draw them like this. I typically like to do it closed in because otherwise it just looks like weird twos. Right? And B is parallel to C. Okay, so let's go ahead and label this up. So B is parallel to C. And notice I'm using two of the triangles this time because our second set of parallel lines. Well, using this logic, then we can say that A is parallel to C. And think back, this looks like the transitive property, but also like the law of syllogism. And for this last set, we're going to go ahead and draw 3 arrows or 3 triangles on here because this is our third set of parallel lines. Oops. Let me do some quick surgery here. Oop. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a couple more. All right, so now in a plane, if two lines are perpendicular to each other, and they're perpendicular to the same line, then they're also going to be parallel to each other. And you kind of see this just in like the way that traffic works and in the way that roads are created around the world, well, especially in the US. Let's say we've got if line M is perpendicular to line T. Okay? And line N is perpendicular to line T. Well, they're both intersecting at 90 degrees, and you know that these two will never end up intersecting. So then we can say that M is parallel to N. We're going to go ahead and draw our arrows or our triangles, whichever you'd prefer, on here. Alrighty, last one. These are going to be one of your shortest notes that we're going to end up taking this year. In a plane, if a line is perpendicular sorry guys, some typos there, is perpendicular to one of two parallel lines. Then it is also perpendicular to the other. So what that means, if you use some more colors over here, if line N is perpendicular to line L. Alright, so line N is perpendicular to line L. Draw your right angle. And line L is parallel to M. Well, then we can say that line M and N are also perpendicular. And this is almost kind of, it's very similar to what we had right here. It's not a converse or anything like that. It just is very similar, and we can use that from here. And let me go ahead and switch colors so you guys can see where we're putting this in. Okay, and that is your shortest set of notes that you will have this year.